Welcome back.
Josh, I heard you missed me, buddy. But it's okay. Power's going out of my house. I had to kick things into overdrive, but now we're back. First of all, shout out to my boy Mazel for taking it over for the first two series. But now, we're back! Let's go, baby! Last series of the day, and I need my host back. Come on now. Where's my awesome host, Mazel? Oh, never mind.
I don't think I can hit those.
Okay.
I don't think I can hit
we'll
those
get Mazel
at
back
all, man.
in just a few.
Holy.
But
I could tell. I saw your post on Twitter. I could tell you were so bored.
dude, I was being gatekept. You know, internet and the power outage had me down. But it's okay. I got to keep in touch
We're back.
with the
We're back.
action. 100 Thieves.
And the Choco.
And Golden Yeah, Choco, you know. Two banger series
So-
back-to-back between Golden Guardians and 100 Thieves. And, of course, the split between Immortals and Cloud9 1-1. But now we're getting ready for Team Liquid Academy and Evil Geniuses Academy. So, in just a moment, once we get our host back in, we can break down a lot of the things that we had planned to go over. But as today has indicated, Josh, nothing ever goes according to plan. So we gotta be free flow. We gotta adapt with the changes.
Gotta roll with the punches. I'm feeling you. Now, the most important thing that we do have to know is the caster win rates for the different teams, right? And unfortunately, Mark, I have a terrible win rate with Team Liquid, but we'll talk about that in a moment because we got all the Evil Geniuses guys coming through right now. And the thing that I'm really excited about this is I feel like these guys have been looking a lot better recently, right? I know there was a lot of difficulties that they had early on in the season, but it feels like as people start having a bit more comfortability with the roster, whenever they have good early games, they're really good at being able to translate that into wins.
Yeah, Evil Geniuses, if they can get and rally behind a stronger early game, then the rest of the team comes online, right? We even had Cowrie speaking with us in one of his interviews leading up to week 7, which is last week. You know, the days are kind of blending together here, Josh. But Cowrie noted about if we have a stronger early game, then it feels like the team morale is just boosted overall, and we have a better sense of direction of where we want to go for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and as we get to see Evil Geniuses their next couple of games, remember they are currently one game behind the all-important 6th place spot, right? And that means that they need to find some of their wins. And with their upcoming opponents being relatively tough teams to go up against, like Team Liquid, TSM, and then TLG at the very end, they really need to find these wins now going up against Team Liquid. But unfortunately, Team Liquid is surging.
Well, now, tell me this, Josh. What are Evil Geniuses Academy's chances against Team Liquid Academy? Because they are on the upswing right now. And after getting an interview with Jan last week, Jan is pretty damn confident that they are going undefeated for the entirety or the last few days of Academy.
And that's going to be a tall task too, right? Because Team Liquid also have a couple of tough teams to go up against. I mean, the Evil Geniuses is not the most difficult team to play right now, nor is TSM, which they have on Friday. But they do have to play against Cloud9, who went 1-1 earlier today up against Immortals. So if Team Liquid can go undefeated against this current field, I will be impressed with how well that they are playing. Because ever since Ayla has come back, the team has looked reinvigorated, and they have constantly been winning way more games than they were before.
Now, we were very focused on the bottom lane between these two because Cowrie has been very, very dominant and for the most part the most consistent performer on this squad for Evil Geniuses Academy. And we know that when Cowrie gets ahead and then he's able to kind of lead the rest of the players on his team, because in terms of overall experience, you know, his time over the TCL has kind of given him the leadership reins. But it's very hard to do that from the marksman role, traditionally speaking, from a team's point. Whereas Team Liquid, Jan, thankfully, he has leadership coming in from Armeo, Ayla, who has now been spending time on the LCS with Core JJ through the whole green visa debacle as well. So this is a chance for Evil Geniuses to show and step up. If they can take down Team Liquid Academy, maybe not both games, as expectations are pointing towards a 2-0 sweep for Team Liquid Academy, but if they can get one game, that is a confidence booster. That is a morale booster for the squad.
And Evil Geniuses definitely need to find that this late into the season, because I do want to point out the way that they were playing with some of their games earlier on, right? It felt like they weren't necessarily super cohesive. When they would fall behind, they would kind of just let things happen to them. But they've been a bit more proactive recently in actually trying to find some of these early leads. And when they can find that, you already touched on it. When you are strong, and when your primary shot caller like Kauri is strong, you're going to be more naturally looking to make
All
plays.
right, I'm getting word that Mazel, we can finally bring him in. So I'm going to... Mazel, hold on to me, brother. Are you coming in? Let's go. Let's go! Mazel's back. All right. All three of us are here. The gang has been finally reunited. The power trio is coming alive, baby. So Mazel,
I loved your performance, by the way.
How many 5-hour energies have you taken, Mark? I don't think I've ever
What's
seen
a
you this
5-hour energy
hyped
drink?
before.
You know, when you're out of electricity, you need as much energy as you can get. All right, I'll give him that one.
Oh, are you powering the house at this point? Just plug yourself.
5-hour energy.
what you could see the
No
cable
response
behind me?
means yes.
I was trying not to make it obvious.
Yeah, it's coming out of your ear.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. Anyways, guys, Rafa, it's an absolute pleasure to have you back. I'm glad you got everything solved out, but this game ahead of us is going to be a hype one for sure. I was trying to get tech stuff solved, so I didn't quite hear where you guys left off on the conversation. But still looking over at these two teams, right? EGA really wanting to try and separate themselves from the 1-1 curse that seems to adapt for them and Dignitas and going.
Hey, Dignitas broke the 1-1 curse last week.
They did.
So now
True.
Evil Geniuses,
It's a
come on, man.
miracle.
You know, for Evil Geniuses fans in the chat, you know, they're praying. Well, what I'm trying to figure out what their version of praying would be because technically they're evil, and you know,
They're doing the evil fingers.
It might be like
They're doing that. Yeah.
It might be
they're
a bit more-
plotting.
Oh,
there
true,
you
true.
go. They are plotting for
plotting.
the return. There we go. Now we're on sync.
Yeah, if nobody's expecting you to take things over, right, that is when the villains are at their most powerful. So we'll see if Evil Geniuses can try and channel that. We've talked a lot about how Kauri is looking to be relatively strong and find some of these early game leads, but let's talk about a little bit how he's going to actually be finding them. And a lot of this comes down to the fact that they are going to be needing a lot of pressure to be coming out from Tomio early on in the game, and unfortunately last week he got cyberbullied a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Chad.
But you
Chad
know
is rude.
that's where it's a different week.
Different
it's
week.
A different situation. You know, every game is a different one. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mark, do you have any thoughts about this jungler? Because, you know, as one of the very exciting players who did well for Champs Q, he has a lot.
You know
to
what?
prove.
I would love to take my thoughts, but I think Mazel has one final.
Nope. Do I? I don't know anymore. I did get word that we're ready to go to Champions League. So guys, take it away from the last game of the series.
Fly one in. Dude, I haven't gotten to do that all
Last
day.
game of the day.
Series. But last series of the day. We're there. We figured it all out. It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking around with us this whole time. But we do have Tomio, the boy, did well in Champs.
Where's my
fairly
Tomio
recently.
copy pasta? You know the one I'm talking about. Tomio, where art thou, Tomio? See, you know, I imagine Cubby and Magical should be finishing their series soon because we just did 2 series and they have only 2
Welcome
series
to week
as well.
8 of
So once they're
Academy.
done with theirs,
Much
I'm
like
going to
Black One.
recruit specifically on Cubby. Cubby boy, you must bring me my Tomio copy pasta because if Tomio pops off, I need to see that spam in the chat. I need to support
There
the
you
man
go.
because Tomio, as a jungler, this split, we're not going to shy away from it, has been underperforming based on what our expectations and kind of the hype that we were building him up to be from last season. Last season on Evil Geniuses Prodigies, Benz was piss smurfing. He was crazy. The Italy games, he was busting all over everyone's crazy moves. And yet, this split seems like he has been reined in a bit. It's like if you're tuning into the Tomio stream and you know this guy, he's when he plays the volley bear, he's doing bear cosplays and voice calls, right? He's saying, "Rah, I'm coming to get him," right? But this time around on the split, Tomio's like, man, I can't do anything. Oh, my team's losing. My lands are losing. Oh, I guess, you know. Come on, Tomio. For the last week, just like a Champions Queue, how you almost brought it to the 10th in the top 10 spot, I need you to bring this team together too, friend. Kauri, fantastic ADC. Get him ahead so that the whole team can get ahead.
Yeah, let's go. I can't wait to see how they choose to go about this. And Mark, I'm a little bit sad that I didn't get to do the things I was hoping to say to break you early, but Mazel can kind of fill you in, right? And we'll see if there are any important ways that our new players can bring champions back into the fold. So as we start getting through, I'm very surprised to see this Fiora ban actually coming out for Surdy, because it is a champion that a lot of people think is blind to pickleball right now, but hasn't necessarily come to the forefront. And Mark, Mazel spent a lot of time talking to me about the Jinx Zeri, Jinx Aphelios, and how stale the AD carry role has become. Do you have any thoughts about that?
No, not really. I'm not an AD carry main. As a jungler,
they all die to Lee Sin anyway. It doesn't matter.
They all die to Hecarim. They all die to Udyr. They all die to Rengar. It doesn't matter. Any jungler, like, I know that jungle isn't as strong compared to Season 6, which was the glory days, but still, junglers can 1v1 AD carry, so I don't care who you put in front of me, unless it's a Vayne.
It's whatever.
Screw that
We're on a
champion.
glass skill dies to Pantheon, it doesn't matter. But we also have the Caitlyn coming through for carry. Now, Lennon was not super excited about this champion earlier in the day, and I gotta say, I'm not super excited about it either. The bear for Tomio. Okay, look, so the fact that you were talking about the roar coming out from Tomio, he had a game of Champs Queue not that long ago. I think it was earlier this week, actually, where he had like 14 kills or something, like 14 and 0. And he's just sitting there, just running down. He's like, oh, I'm going on this guy.
Yeah. It's a banger clip. Yeah, I think...
Make sure you go check it out. It's
yeah,
on Twitter.
Somewhere on Twitter. But this is like, that's Tomio's potential. When you tune into the dude's streams and you see him massively popping off on solo queue, then you're like, well, why isn't this translating to the competitive stage? And we know that in a 5 setting, it's far more difficult and it's far more just different overall. That
it's hard to pop off.
You cannot be unleashed. The chains will not keep Tomio down. Hopefully this game. Because Evil Geniuses, they want to answer back. But when you look at the side of Team Liquid, this is a team that was struggling in the beginning due to so many roster moves, right? Just things out of their control, but now they're finally on the upswing.
Yeah, I mean, again, Ayla has had such a big impact on this. He's looking so good, both on the Rift and outside, and we'll see how well they are able to actually pop it off, because right now they have a couple of very tinky boys coming through for both Armeo and Ayla, and that just means that Jan should be very happy with all the big manly men surrounding him.
Is that what we're calling it?
Talking about Armeo and
Ayla. Okay. Yes. I mean, they're technically not... They're like humanoid creatures, right? But they're not exactly human.
I was talking about the players.
Yeah. We have a humanoid catfish and a humanoid troll.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting question for you. We'll touch on it later, so just kind of keep this in the back of your mind. Do you think Tahm Kench is real in the lore of League of Legends, right? You know, there's a lot of demigods who a lot of people have interacted with, but there is no character who has confirmed interact with Tahm Kench last time.
So is he just like a myth in terms of the League of Legends lore? Oh. So he's like the boogeyman.
Yeah. So, you know, keep that in your mind. We'll bring it up if the game gets a little bit slower, because right now we do have to pay a bit more attention to the fact that both these compositions with long range coming out from Evil Geniuses and a couple of meatballs coming out from Team Liquid are going to be very much at odds on whether or not these meatballs are large enough to get EG to choke. Can't swallow them whole. You got to chew your food.
Just like when I was 6 years old and almost died of a spaghetti meatball incident. Well, Evil Geniuses.
Is that a real story?
Don't worry about it. We saw the Aurelia and the Trinity were getting banned by Team Liquid because they were respecting Sturdy's champion pool, very aggressive as well from the top lane as well, right? So now this is really limiting his champion pool options. Now we know that because they're on red side, Evil Geniuses still want to save counter pick for Sturdy, but that would mean one more pick that would be taken away from Sturdy by Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, I like this coming through from Evil Geniuses. They have a ton of pick potential, but their ability to go for straight-up fights is not the easiest thing in the world. And so the rest of Team Liquid need to try and find some way to get on. Now, there's a big conversation about how effective Tahm Kench will be at that, but whoa, I suppose it is possible that they could just throw the catfish up top lane.
That would be quite a throwback, but I feel like Jan is just trolling us. No way.
Okay.
No, yeah.
This is the surprising thing? The Jace, or are you going like no way about the Alistar?
No way about the Alistar.
The cow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit more standard. Definitely something that Bradley has put plenty of games.
Hold up.
I'm holding.
I see 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Am I in sync with you, Josh?
3, 2.
Oh
1.
man,
0.
I am 3 seconds behind you, buddy.
Ooh. Okay, okay. Oh, boy. Wait, are you looking at the Parsec or are you looking at the Discord?
No. I'm looking at the Parsec, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
19, 18,
Holy
17.
moly, you are 4 seconds behind me. All right, we figured it out. We know why. We are reacting at different speeds. Well, the last pick, it is going to be a Graves coming through, which is going to be going over towards Surdy up in the top lane, unless he does want to play the bear. So, this is interesting.
Yeah. And you know what, Josh? You're going to have to fill in for me.
Am I playing for you? Are we swapping roles?
Oh, wait. I might have been trolling. Hang on.
Were you looking at the Discord?
I might have been looking at the Discord screen. Okay.
I knew it. That makes way more
hang
sense.
on. I see 31, 29, 28, 27, 26.
Yeah, okay. Now we're in sync. Mark, I asked. This is why Colorcast a big brain. We're here. We're figuring out the solutions
today
to our
has been
problems.
such a wild turn of events that we don't have time to dip out into break and troubleshoot on the beginning or on the fly. We're just going to troubleshoot right in front of you because you know what? That's how it rolls sometimes. You just gotta
Welcome to a night.
gotta figure things out as they go along. But
We gotta roll with the punches, just like EG are doing, right? This is rolling. That's how rolling works.
Rolling Stones, man, good band.
Yeah, true. But as we load into our last series of the day, our first game, Evil Geniuses versus Team Liquid again. Let's paint some of the stakes. Team Liquid currently in 4th, trying to climb the standings and play for better seeding because they are currently 3 games ahead of the 6th place mark. Whereas Evil Geniuses, they're 1 game behind 6th place. So every win that they can pick up gets them 1 game closer to actually overtaking Immortals and Dignitas, who are starting the day in 6th place.
And Josh, who are you looking at in this game? Because I know in our pre-show we were kind of hyping up Yon and Cowrie to begin with, but as Mazel might have pointed out before, with the stale ADCs coming into play once again in Jinx and Caitlyn, I mean, they're the best. That's why they're picking them for a reason, guys. Don't worry. We already were expecting things to hopefully change in 12.5 as this is the new patch, but so far it looks like we're just looking at last week, 12.4. So, tell me, Josh, who you got your eye on?
Ayla, right? I think this guy has been one of the major success stories of the Academy Sports. Again, I'm going to quote Smacks from over a year ago at this point when he says the only reason why Ayla was not playing in LCS was because he was playing on the same team as Core JJ. But when Core JJ wasn't there, Ayla was still looking good, right? And I think Core JJ even said that Ayla might have been the 2nd best support in the LCS, and now coming down to Academy,
that's
going
a hell
up
of a
against
vouch,
Skytech. Yeah, that's a vouch right there. I'm just saying, when you are looking for opportunities to beat up on bottom lanes, going up against Skytech is a place where you want to find these early plays because we already said, if EG fall behind early, they don't always come
time to put your money where your mouth is as Team Liquid, right? They've already set themselves up as now that all the boys are back and this team has been able to consistently practice with each other for a solid amount of time without any roster changes. This is one of the expected top teams in Academy. I know in the standings right now, they've still got a ways to go because of how things have panned out, but Evil Geniuses, theoretically, should be a walk in the park. But Evil Geniuses can be evil.
Oh, the fleet. Extra movement speed. Rah.
Blow, blow, blink, blow.
Bam. Bang.
All right, Josh, if you're in the Jace in this situation, you know, how are you looking at this matchup? You're going up against the Graves, refillable pot, long start. You've got 3 pots total.
Yeah, I mean, it is okay. Like, this matchup is not the easiest thing in the world for Jace to navigate because of all the armor that Surdy is going to be able to build up for himself in a lot of these trades, and you need to make sure you don't take trades outside of the wave where Graves can hit you. Whoa.
An aggressive heal from Yon and Ayla.
Calm down. It's not that serious, bro.
I wonder if Ayla and Yon were just trying to get a quick little turnaround on a Cowrie while he stepped up way too far forward. Had he landed a tongue lash or an auto attack for the slow, oh man, that's potentially more than just a heal. It could have been a flash.
Yeah. I mean, that's what comes through. Bradley level 2 first, and that is crucial. You always need to get that in this matchup, and he gets in. Big trade comes through, and whoa, away.
Good dodge from Surdy. Otherwise, I don't know if that would have been dead. Cowrie has the flash. Hey, Josh, you know Tom Ken's primary engage conversation you had with Kelsey? He did it right in front of Calorie's face. And it's...
Look, level 2 is not the same thing, Mark.
Oh, hold up.
Kaori doesn't even have his net yet.
Okay. Well, the ward sputtered out Armeo, and Kaori and Skytech were already their way out of the engage, so Armeo wouldn't have been able to get in range for a pillar setup on a flashless Caitlyn.
Yeah, when Kaori has his net, then we can talk, man. Don't give me that straw man.
What is this accent?
Not French, because that would get me canceled.
Oh, well, now Tomio. Come on, Tomio, get the bear voice on. Roar! Smackdown Yon. Yon still has flash, but he's taking quite a bit of a damage from Skytech. However, Skytech might have overextended. He still has flash. Gonna wait to see if he uses it. Ignite back onto Ayla. Hold up, Tomio. Can he close the distance? But Armeo is there, and this is just fight! Someone die already! Everyone's so low.
Man, the two big manly men coming through and saying, "Please stop fighting," and Armeo and
They're the
Tomio
peacekeepers.
just breaking up. Yeah, I mean, Tomio's literally a cop. I mean, look at that. He's got the cop volley bear skin, and so both of them going to go back into their own side of the jungle, going to clear things out, and Tomio decrees that the river is his side of the jungle, so good stuff coming out from both teams, really playing with the brinks, and I honestly really loved seeing that at this level of play, because it shows that like teams are confident they are going to be winning in these tense scenarios. So good stuff from both sides of the map. I also want to give brief praise to Team Liquid's solo lanes so far for navigating these kind of tough matchups and coming out ahead early on.
Man, I haven't seen First Blood yet, so I'm slightly disappointed. I came in...
It is 4 minutes into the game,
Yeah?
man.
And?
Yeah? And?
Come on, man.
What, are you becoming magical? Or if it doesn't happen at level 1, it's not...
Dude,
doesn't
I'm
count?
so jealous. He got to witness 2 all-ins to the death at level 1. I want that.
Today? Like when?
I don't know.
Like
just
today?
Well,
Oh.
over the entire split, dude. Like,
Okay,
he saw Golden Guardians like literally fight it out in the pit against Cloud9. I want that.
Yeah, well, I'll just say I was shocked about that, but we see Tomio coming through. There's a big wave here. Bradley might have to give up a lot of this, but he senses something's up, but at this point it's too late to leave.
Now, Bradley,
Clear the
can
wave.
you use your flash to get out of any of these damage instances? Hey, he dodges out on the charm, flashes on back, but it's still the auto attacks that comes through from Soligo, and First Blood for Evil Geniuses.
All right, there you go. You just have to wait. It was only like 30 more seconds, Mark. First Blood is already happening now, so it's going to be okay for both sides, but First Blood getting picked up for Evil Geniuses is good. They normally have a good record of winning when they are ahead, but it's not for Kaori Skytech. They're not the ones with the lead, and that's where we're going to have to pay a lot of attention on whether or not they can build up more, because they are currently behind in experience, although they are basically even in the farm and will come out with a small lead after this entire sequence. I don't know if it's enough to just say that Evil Geniuses are comfortably winning just quite yet. They're ahead, but winning is a strong
Yeah,
word.
I mean, it's only 6 minutes into the game. Just one kill is not going to close everything out. You still have scaling things in the works for Team Liquid. No one has even contested dragons yet, as the first one spawned just a minute
Pokol.
ago. Hey, that's a Pokol.
Yeah. I love Pokolts. Oh, Skytech.
Yes, fine. Yeah, he should be fine here. And it's just aggressive
He
trading.
also rooted Ayla.
This is what...
Yeah.
So, okay, we call Pokolts, you know, the ultimate abilities just to force your lane opponents away. And then...
Yeah, it's usually by a back.
Well, I wanted to...
Yeah, you trade your ultimate in order to
I wanted
back.
to ask, you know, what are these aggressive trades from Ayla and Yon? Is it like an aggressive hug?
What?
Yeah.
Is this like in comparison to a
Yeah.
Pokol? Yes, that's what we're gonna call it. That is the official term from now until the end of days. It is an aggressive hug. You heard it here first, ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen.
because Academy players are not killing each other, just killing each other with kindness, you know. It's all about...
Yeah.
It's all about respect.
You know, League of Legends is not a violent game. You know, these are love bullets coming out from Kaori and Armeo looking to give Skytech a big old hug.
Kaori does dodge out on the Abyssal Dive. However, Ayla flashes in to close the distance, and Kaori will fall. And now Armeo is still on the chase, and Tomio's here. Oh my god!
Ooh.
Armeo's saying, I don't care if you got flash, I got a flash of my own. Still chomps him down.
Woo. Good stuff coming out from Team Liquid, able to win some of these early trades, and we can see why Tom Kench is such a feared support because of his early game trading pattern. So hard to get out of. He gets on top, and Ooh, Bradley also needs to be careful up against Surdy, because even though Surdy has no ultimate, he's still got a lot of upfront damage.
Surdy's got to be careful how he plays this. Oh, he's playing with fire. He's getting chip damage each and every time that he has a dash up and available.
Yeah. Surdy does have a little bit more sustain, but as we took a look at this replay, Kaori forced into a very awkward situation, and once the Q lands, there's so much follow-up slows that Kaori can't really get anywhere. And even though, you know, Officer Volleybear is around the corner too far away, and Team Liquid are going to be able to find 2 kills down here in the bottom lane. And just as we were saying, even though First Blood got picked up for Evil Geniuses on the far side of the map, now that the bottom lane for Evil Geniuses is behind, this is often when they tend to crumble.
Yeah, they committed the crime right in front of the cop's face, and then they got away. So, unfortunately. The getaway car was a little too fast for Team Liquid, and Tomio's gotta tighten things up to keep everything clean on the Rift here for Evil Geniuses, make sure that they're the ones staying ahead. However, it's still not the end of the world. A lot of the early kills in the game, Josh, don't necessarily put the game in a do-or-die stance for either of these teams, because we've already talked about a lot of scaling components. But Tomio, this is a little overextended.
Oh, I mean, he's got his way out.
Yeah, he's got ulti, and he's walking it out. Wow, he's not necessarily using it.
Oh,
but
my God.
Has he baited the rest of the team in? Because Skytech is the one that pays the price for it. Soligo looking for the recollapse once again. Harry's running out of mana, but he's still got enough to push Soligo away.
Yeah, that's definitely a situation where Evil Geniuses can start to be putting themselves in an awkward situation when they don't know if they're fighting or not. They don't know if Tomio is safe. Tomio needs to be very vocal in those spots, just like, I'm fine, just leave, I can get out of here, I have my ultimate, I have my flash, I'm never dying. And then Kaori and Skytech just walked up because they weren't sure what was going on, and that's bad, right? When you lose that much pressure on the map, when Skytech goes down again and your Caitlyn Lux is now not only not pressing for plates, but is likely going to be losing plates on their side, this champion becomes way less interesting.
What's the Cyanide quote? Actually, I can't say it. You know, we've said some...
Nipples on a
yeah,
man?
yeah. Well, okay, I guess you already said it. I guess we've...
I mean, speak for yourself, Cyanide.
Wink. We've technically said more out-of-pocket things last week on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Or we're just limit testing at this point. And
Yeah. As long as we're not fired, we're good, right? So,
True.
We will have plenty of opportunities to say more out-of-pocket things. As Team Liquid, I mean, we still have lots of opportunities for EG to try and make some of these early plays. Tomio hasn't gone down just quite yet, but now that he's moving up towards the top side of the map with a bit of prio, Ayla's also here, and we're potentially bringing for a 4-on-4.
Surdy
5-on-4.
can join, but Team Liquid have the numbers advantage, like you said, Josh. This seems very dangerous for Evil Geniuses to contest, and they give it up.
Yeah, it's going to be too difficult for them to make anything happen. Armeo going to be walking out of there with the Rift Herald, but it will be at least one play going down to Kaori on the opposite side of the map, because nobody is going to be able to contest him down here in the bottom lane, except where it looks like Harry is going to step on a trap.
Some damage.
Bang.
But look at that. Kaori does manage to get at least
Wait,
2
clear.
plates. Right. So Evil Geniuses, they knew that they could not commit all 5 members to the play, but at least Kaori gets some solo time to catch back up after being the subject of not only burning summoner spells from Yon and Ayla in the isolated 2v2, but also Armeo paying a visit.
Yeah. No, okay, Mark, one of the things I wanted to bring up earlier, did you ever play, I think it was called Lego City. It was a computer game that came out in like 2005 or something like that. Okay. Alright, this is important because remember when Tomio was like in the bush and not quite able to respond to things? There was a mini game at the end of Lego City where go back to that.
Bradley in the 1v1 of his life against Surdy, and Surdy, oh, if the minions weren't there, maybe he could have flashed in and killed him, but he will take that he forced Bradley out.
Yeah. Oh, and here comes the cops again. Tomio trying to interrupt this interloper.
Slam down onto Armeo. No flash this time around. That troll is going down to the Ignite event. No, I take that back. Because it's Ayla, the savior with the Devour. Soligo also on the run. Spirit Rush looking for the mark. Oh, Ayla step too far forward. Beautiful ace in the hole from Kaori. Now the rest of Evil Geniuses looking to fight back under the tower. But the Super Mega Death Rocket from Yon takes out Tomio.
And it's a 1-for-1. Both junglers going down. The final spark not going to find anything. And so at the end of the day, it is just going to be a trade 1-for-1 between these two junglers. That means because the junglers are dead, the dragon stays alive for a little while longer. But Armeo thinking he's alone down here, thinking there's only Skytech in the brush, tries to find it, and then realizes, this might not be where I want to go. But Ayla, once again, on the Tahm Kench, just able to get in the way. Unfortunately for Armeo, this line, there's just enough space between him and Ayla, and it means that the ace in the hole takes him down.
The needle was threaded right between both marksmen onto opposing junglers. Quite poetic.
True. It's a, in literary terms, we call this parallelism.
Yeah.
Your ability to write the same thing on both sides of a story with both the good guys and the bad guys. Now, who that is depends on your perspective, but we will get back to it as we see Jan yet again under attack.
Oh, a nice attempt from Skytech trying to look for the flash onto Yawn, but Kaori is still pushing forward, looking for more damage.
My
Just
God,
not enough. Yawn dodges it all.
Oh my gosh. This man's a dancer, constantly moving back and forth, not getting hit by any of the crucial skill shots. And look at this, Bradley, Surdy still fighting to the death up in the top lane over and over again. Means that there's a lot of pressure.
There's something awesome about both of the marksmen just staring each other down and just point blank ulting each other.
Yeah, it's Cops and Robbers, my dude, right? It is Caitlyn, Jinx, both these characters from
Arcane?
Arcane.
Oh, bad chest.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Twitch chat is not, annoyed by this already, right? Every character from Arcane. In fact, there are 3 characters from Arcane versus only 1. So
whatever. We're running the show, Josh. And at this point, you might have detected that the focus for me is a little bit all over the place. That's just because I'm running on the euphoria that I actually can come back and watch these games. If my casting ability is deteriorated a bit, I apologize. I promise. By the end of this game 1, it's going to be a frickin' 10. As Tomio is able to secure the first dragon of the game, which is huge considering how much of their pivot relies on Kaori snowballing ahead.
True, but we also have to pay a lot of attention to the fact that Harry now gets to be a champion again, right? He has the Loons completed. He's got his E evolve. He's probably getting close to his Q evolve as well at this point. So there's a lot of opportunities for Harry to be a big impact in the upcoming team fights because Victor controls choke points so well. He controls so much space and is so difficult for the members of Evil Geniuses to ever walk in because their way of starting fights is either finding a pick with charm or light binding or Tommy going roar and running people down. But unfortunately, it's not 14-0 this time.
Roar. That's my favorite. Roar. I really wish we just had a Tomio sound clip of him going roar because it's so much funnier from him than it is from us. At this point, we might just...
Because we're not playing the volleyball.
No, that's correct. And Tomio is literally living up to the Volibear dream of just smack down and mauling someone to death.
Yeah. And also, as a Victor player, landing lasers on people is so satisfying, man. You just do so much damage at this point in the game. Like, once you hit, like, level 11 or so, you have the balloons completed. Your damage is just... goes from basically being peanuts to the elephant.
The actual elephant that eats the peanuts.
The actual elephant, yeah.
Wow.
It's light and day. And also Bradley has to start feeling a little bit better because he actually gets to go for some of these trades with the Eclipse now, and he has a lot more effective HP and lifesteal. So even when he takes bad trades, it's not the same kind of bad as before because Sturdy had all of the sustain on his side of the matchup. And so now Bradley starting to get to play the game.
Don't you like it as the Jace when you finally get to play the game?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite is when it starts from level 1, because there are some matchups that are like that, but, up against the Graves, it is, you get to play, but it's not super simple, right? And later on in the game, you just become such a huge damage threat that Bradley is going to be really threatening. And we've seen that he plays some of these, like, scaling champions like the Gangplank really, really well. The question is, can he continue doing that, and will he create the same kind of pressure that we know he has on
So what kind of pressure do you want from Bradley this game in particular? Do you want him to be on the side lane, split pushing against Surdy and forcing the rest of Evil Geniuses to come answer him? Or are you just looking for the scaling Jace damage with the poke?
I mean, I really like the poke in this game personally, right? Because there's not a huge disparity in the 4v4 poke, right? Like Lux, Caitlyn versus mostly just Victor on the other side means that it's kind of like net neutral. But if you bring a Jace there, suddenly you're the man with the big gun.
I do like having the big gun. It gives me a lot of power, a lot of control.
Yeah.
Usually.
Is that why you always use the Odin in Valorant?
You know what? Unironically, yes, because I suck at that game. But with the machine gun, I can just spray and pray, and usually I hit my targets. And I don't need actual skill.
Yeah.
So it's kind of great.
Oh. Did our game die on the stream? No, we're back. All right. Dab.
A huge thing to note, though, Evil Geniuses did pick up the second Rift Herald.
Yeah, that's the second time they picked up an objective without any contest from Team Liquid. I feel like Team Liquid should be happy to take fights right now because their Jinx is a little bit more exciting than the Caitlyn at this point in the game. And Victor is online, like they have tools that they can use, but they're just a little bit late, whereas Evil Geniuses, you know, they're in a spot where, despite being technically behind, they feel like they're shot calling from ahead.
It's going to be enough, though, because Evil Geniuses, with the kind of premise of this composition, Caitlyn and Lux were supposed to have a better time in lane, and Evil Geniuses were able to fight, you know, a little bit back and keep Cowrie on track, but he's technically behind Yon at this moment, and Team Liquid are the one with, you know, one might objectively say the better scaling composition, right? Victor is going to outclass Ahri in terms of overall teamfight damage. Yon, same thing to Caitlyn, right? So Evil Geniuses, it's all about finding mid-game picks now, because the later the game goes, it's going to be far more difficult.
Well, it's you know, scaling is important, but it's not just as simple as like this champion does more damage than that one, right? Because we get to see that there's a lot of agency in the Evil Geniuses comp, even if they aren't doing the same kind of just raw damage output. And a lot of that comes from the fact that, you know, they have pick tools. They have Skytech on the Lux. They have Soligo on the Ahri, and they can dictate when a lot of these fights happen in ways that Team Liquid might struggle to.
Oh, Surdy looking for a flank. I've never seen a Graves flank before. It might be dangerous, but he gets out just alive, and now Tomio follows up. They're just buying time to make sure this Rift Herald crashes now. He's got to press the get out of this dangerous situation button. Surdy taking some damage from Bradley, but he's not going down. It looks like if as long as Evil Geniuses, they can get out, they will have done their job, but they're suffering low on high HP right now. Evil Geniuses still got to be careful about Harry. Harry getting the damage down. That's a flash forward.
Let's go, Harry.
Harry stepping forward and saying, you are not getting out without me punishing your overextension.
There you go. Harry, he's been a pretty good laner throughout the course of this Academy season, but his mid games have been asking for a bit more. Oh no, Skytech. Skytech.
No!
He walked into vision. He was out if he just stayed in the alcove.
He lacked the critical information. Hold up.
Oh, he
it's all a
shows.
trap. But Harry, the reinforcements. Who's reinforcements going to collapse on who? Bradley taking super low. There's the collateral damage. Bradley goes down, and Harry has to take this one slow because he is respecting the damage. Oh, this super mega death rocket goes wide. And now Surdy and Skytech are split up, and once again, the strong bodyguard has been separated from the poor little lamb. Yon finds Surdy. Surdy gets out alive. Can't say the same about Skytech, but Surdy makes it out.
What a crazy series of events coming through. People going down, people living, and at the end of the day, it is still just a 1-for-1. But the gold advantage from that play definitely going over to Evil Geniuses because Bradley currently worth more than Skytech on the map. And Armeo and Artomio, I don't even think they realize that the other one is there.
Oh, no!
Tomio.
All that work for Tomio for nothing. Armeo's like, hold up, my red buff was just here. I literally passed it.
I swear it was there, but Bradley, I mean, this is one of the problems with playing up against Graves. He gets so much armor and has this incredible burst of damage that Jace doesn't necessarily always react to quite as well. Jace will have more damage later on, but at this point in the game, he's still waiting for the Muramana to finish. He's still waiting for more gold to come his way, and Graves has a lot of base stats to play with. But as we do see a bot lane turret go down, gold lead remains about 1,000, and I'm actually really impressed with Harry, right? Again, this is a guy who we always look at as typically coming out ahead of lane, maybe 10 CS ahead, like he lanes well, and then he's oftentimes been a passenger in the rest of their games. And so when he has this much strength, he has the tools necessary to step up and make himself look like one of the primary carriers for Team Liquid.
All right, Josh, quick bets. 21 minutes into the game. Team Liquid, 6-3, 36K to 35K. It's not a huge gold lead, but as you said before, Evil Geniuses, while being a composition that technically doesn't... You know what? I'm going to hold that part because we have a potential flank. And just as I say that, the pink ward is all that there is to stop that in its tracks. Armeo and Harry on the left side of the flank. But if they could get collapsed on without Ayla and the rest of the team being able to respond, this is going to be bad for Surdy and Tomio. Already the bear's gone. Super Mega Death Rocket Snipe takes out Surdy, and the Shotgun Man is gone. Soligo and Evil Geniuses have to bail.
Okay, and with Tomio dead, they're going to be starting up the Baron. The fight happening in the worst place for Evil Geniuses unless they can go for a steal. Skytech still has the final spark. Are they going to be able to do it?
going in, trying to get some chunk damage. Final spark is going to be used to take damage off of the main front line for Team Liquid. Evil Geniuses, can they do this? That's a big shock blast. You know what? Call it off, guys. I don't want to be here anymore. Evil Geniuses, they tried their best, and I respect them for it, but Team Liquid are still victorious in securing the Baron, and they don't drop anyone in the process.
Yeah, great play from Team Liquid, forcing all the people on the other side to back away. I love the fact that Victor and Jace can just hit over the wall. As we take another look at this replay, it looks like there's an opportunity for Evil Geniuses to collapse top, but they don't go fast enough. They can't get out of range, and Cowrie ends up just finding himself in a really awkward position during this and can't really hit for a good portion of the fight and has to get out of the pit. And once Soligo gets here, like, if you teleport into the pit, you are either hard winning or you are hard losing. And this was definitely the latter because there is nothing left for Soligo to do.
I'm not gonna lie, Josh. Kind of stumped if I'm Evil Geniuses at this point. Baron buff is on Team Liquid's side. 4,000 gold lead. I mean, it's all about making game-saving picks at this point as Skytech. But it's so damn hard when all the members of Team Liquid from the front line perspective can actually just step up. Dude, Yawn, you're crazy, bro.
Crazy. Calm down, man. Not that serious. And again, Team Liquid looking to kind of siege this, and now that Jace is here, they definitely have a poke advantage as, good third of Soligo's HP bar disappearing off the map, and Cowrie has to leave now as well as Victor. Victor's not even here, right? It's just Bradley who is going to be solo winning this Pokemon.
And he's got the Lich Bane too, so his damage on the turrets is actually going to be pretty nasty every time he casts a spell. Mid-turret already falls. Evil Geniuses doing their damnedest to defend the base from crumbling down, but Team Liquid are going to be unstoppable in their push.
Well, that's one turret going down. Team Liquid have to choose where they want to go, and it looks like they're going to leave Bradley off on the side, and Yawn kind of moving between. He doesn't have a whole lot of mana to go for that many rockets in this play, and it will be an inhibitor slowly but surely falling. Team Liquid, they can choose to leave now and just go directly for the dragon, or they can try and pick this up while they still have another minute of their Baron.
Got a couple options here. 25 seconds on the dragon that you were mentioning before. Team Liquid still pushing us 4 on the one side. Bradley marking, making sure that Surdy is not going to be able to get any closer here. They are chipping away at this tower. That is their objective. They get it. And Harry, does he pull the trigger? No Chaos Storm quite yet, but no flash available. Harry gets locked down. I respect the gusto, but now it is a mid laner gone for Team Liquid.
Yeah, definitely the only way out was forward. Ends up getting caught trying to return, but this is still going to be a dragon going over to Team Liquid, so they will gladly pick up all those objectives in exchange for Harry. So Team Liquid still very far ahead, but look at this, Soligo looking to make plays.
Oh, but Evil Geniuses are the ones that are turning things around on this head. Another solo laner from Team Liquid trying to fight a huge battle, and Evil Geniuses remain undeterred.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying, right? Like, Evil Geniuses have the agency to make plays happen later on in the game. They have the ones who can go forward and just go for some of these picks because Harry, I mean, unless he's 100-0ing somebody, can't do that kind of thing, right? He doesn't have the crowd control that you're going to be stuck in. You can just walk out of the gravity field as long as as long as you aren't going across the entire distance of it. So, Team Liquid do need to be a little bit careful. They do need to play this controlled in order to actually end it out, but I think I'm going to be breaking my curse a little bit, right? Team Liquid and I were not having a great co-win rate today.
What was the number, Josh, before going into the series?
Before going into the series, let's double check. It was 28%.
Ooh. That's pretty tough.
Yeah. There's actually the worst of all of the casters.
For Team Liquid, and you used to cast for Team Liquid Academy on the channel. How could you, Josh?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty rough going across all of these different teams. We'll see. What was your win rate with EG? Now, you have a really bad EG
it's
win
really
rate,
terrible.
where I have a pretty
It's
decent
like...
one. You actually have the same win rate for EG as I do for Team Liquid.
Ironically.
So.
Well, one of our win rates...
Curses cancel each other out.
One of our win rates is going up, and the other win rate is going down. That's all I can say.
Going down. Sag. Well, one of these teams will end up having to lose overall, but Yawn, once again, going very far forward. He's got the red buff, though, and should be all right with this whole
Yeah.
thing. Is he will heal all of this as the red buff kicks in, and we get to see the HP just going like zoop, zoop, faster, faster. Does he get another one, or did it go to someone else? It looked like it went to Harry, or Bayo or someone. Not Jinx.
Not
but-
Jinx. Man, that's your marksman right there. And normally as the jungler, I would take it for myself.
Okay. He
Wow.
doesn't.
You know what? They're just refreshing the buff, making sure that he is always
Yeah.
remaining at full strength, full power. Now he's at 3 items. And you know what? You know, we've been doing a lot of shenanigans on the cast. Partly, that's my fault. Just trying to contain all of this euphoric
Partly.
energy. Okay, it's mostly my fault. My bad. But I do want to go back to something that we've been very, very keen on, no matter how crazy or how slow the broadcast might be, and it's about focusing on a particular player that has been standing above the rest. And, you know, up until the death, Harry has been doing a damn good job, but Jan also leading the charge in some instances.
Yep. And speaking of, Harry goes zoom.
And just a little too far forward.
One shot.
Okay, well, I don't really know what to say about that one. I was getting ready to talk about Jan and Harry, and suddenly I didn't notice this Sky Tech was just slightly overextended.
Dead.
Yep.
Yep. So this is the horror position for Evil Geniuses, right? But Saligo might be in a dream position.
Tomio already forced to ult away, so that's one engage tool gone. He still has Flash, and Saligo is going to be playing the patient game. They're going to wait for Team Liquid to go back to the Baron. They have no vision of the river, and if he finds Jan with this charm, he connects, does it in, but it's not enough damage. The Guardian heal from
They don't even
Ayla.
need him.
Dude, they're not even needing to use a Devourer there, and I appreciate the attempt from Saligo. You got to do something as Evil Geniuses, but they just got chunked. Jan and Harry wipe him out collectively. That's the mid laner gone. The jungler is dead as well. Team Liquid, they're on the rampage. They see the victory in their eyes because it's just 3 members with no front line, no innate tankiness to hold the rest of Team Liquid back.
Oh boy, hold me back, bro. Hold me back. There they go. SkyTech going down again, having a bit of a rough game. Team Liquid looking to end this one rather cleanly. Oh boy, Bradley.
Hey, he stopped the recall. He may have not killed Surdy, but he's stopping the recall, and he's doing it again. Shock Blast goes a little bit wide, but he's doing his job. Bradley, oh, and he should be able to see him over the wall. They're going to duke it out to the death. It's close. Oh, Surdy wants to prove that he can still beat the 1v1, even if the base is getting destroyed right now. But Team Liquid, they're the team that have been playing super damn well together ever since all 5 of these players came back together. The roster's been figured out, and man, oh man. Yeah, Jan, oh no, he died in the base. The deathless KDA
You're gonna
dream
praise him
is
for being
gone.
deathless. That's what happens, man. Unfortunately, he does not have the perfect game at the end of it, but it is still a dominant game coming out from the members of Team Liquid. And honestly, most people had a pretty good game, right? Harry, Jan, Ayla all looked pretty darn good. Bradley had a bit of a rough one, but you know, Jace is Jace later on in the game. You're going to be doing 800-900 damage with your Shock Blast, regardless of how much gold you are sitting on at the time. So it's good looking stuff coming out for Team Liquid. And it's kind of how I was expecting it to go, right? Team Liquid was basically all of our first place expected team at the beginning of the season. And we didn't get to see it because they were playing with a lot of substitutes throughout the regular season. But now that we actually have the full strength coming back, we remember why Team Liquid was the team that went all the way last year.
Proving Grounds, or not Proving Grounds, the Proving Grounds Summer finalists, Academy Summer champions for Team Liquid. And there's a reason why. Most of this team is the same. Swap out Jenkins for Bradley, and Bradley has been doing an admirable job of stepping up and, you know, learning to his role. Because remember, this is his first split playing top lane. He was a mid laner previously for Wildcard Gaming last year, and then in multiple other amateur teams beforehand and collegiate as well. So, you know, Bradley is now benefiting from being able to play with a very experienced team. And when you look at the players that stepped up a lot today, I think Harry had some big moments. Yes, you know, there's some overextensions from Harry and Jan, but both of these, the 2 primary damage carries from Team Liquid that we've expected. I mean, they're making a run to show that, hey, Team Liquid is going to be one of the best teams in Academy, and this is why.
Well, with that, I think you put a nice bow on that one as we start looking towards our next game, which we will get to see a little bit more of pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I think now would be a good time to break anyway. So
See ya.
Still on the euphoria energy, so my words are not in the right place. But we're going to be going to a short break. When we come back, it will be the exciting conclusion of today overall as Academy Super Week 8 beginning and the series.
Hello, I'm Mad Magical, and recently I kidnapped some of our Academy players and forced them to do some menial tasks for my entertainment. As well, I've convinced one of my co-casters to now bring judgment on these players on how well they performed said tasks. You know what? Without further ado, why don't we just dive in and see how well they did?
With the stack of toilet paper provided,
Make your team's logo. Oh no.
The logo must be made only from toilet paper.
or toilet paper rolls.
You have 5 minutes and we'll be judged on the best logo.
Your time starts now. Okay. Let's see. This one's pretty easy, I think. For me, at least.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I have an idea.
Am I allowed to look at a picture or no? Oh, right. I'm wearing it. That's helpful, kind of.
Oh man. Oh, that's not a lot. That's not enough. Oh crap. I'm gonna do this strat.
Yeah. And now we need to make a circle.
And that's the T. Is that good? I think that's good.
All right. Get this out of here. All right. No problem. We're gonna make like the outline.
It's fine. We're speed running it now.
T. There you go. That's perfect. I think 100 Thieves.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. That's actually not that bad. I actually think that that's not that bad. I think.
Look, Bradley, I respect the fact that you actually drew anything out, but your stripes are on the wrong side, man, and for that reason, I'm gonna have to go Wixie, Chime, Bradley.
I heard you have my task. Thank you. Recreate your favorite moment from League of Legends history.
The moment can be from any point in LoL or LCS history.
Even if it happened just a week ago or 7 years ago, you have 10 minutes to plan out your recreation.
After 10 minutes, you have to recreate your moment.
In no longer than 1 minute. Best reenactment wins.
Your time starts now. Okay. All right, this is my shoot for Praise Arrow in the World Championship. Canceling Echo's Recall. Boom, canceled. We end the game.
Oh my god, he's killing a ball! He's killing a ball! He's insane!
No flash forward, but the heal comes out and they turn to Wolf as Bang feels like he can get back into the fight. Just 100. Sama has no heal. On Sama, one more shot as Wolf wants the glitter lands.
A standard Leona play.
Well, Wixie was pretty on the nose. Bradley's ambitious recreation was absolutely incredible, and with that in mind, we're gonna have to go Chime, Wixie, Bradley. Can I go home now?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. All right. Figure out the answers to the questions below from the Frenchman.
The Frenchman may not answer in any language other than French.
Okay. The Frenchman may not write anything down in any language other than French. Nice.
You have 5 minutes. Most correct guesses wins.
Your time starts now.
Okay, there is no English. Got it. So if I ask you your favorite color.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh no.
What is
Je
it?
dois répondre en français. C'est bleu, mon ami. C'est bleu.
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 Oh, okay, blue.
Oui.
Nice.
bien
Okay, so I
fait.
don't have to ask it in French. I
No,
just need-
no,
oh,
no,
okay.
no.
How tall is the Frenchman?
Ah, c'est 6 pieds. 6 pieds 3.
6'2". Easy. Yeah.
Non, non.
That's not
3.
6'2"?
6 pieds 3.
6 foot?
Non.
6'3"?
Oui.
Oh, nice.
What is the shortest reign of any French king?
C'est 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
5 minutes?
Non, 20.
Ven.
20.
What is Ven?
3,
Non,
4,
non,
5.
non.
We can do this all day.
Oui, on peut.
7,
Non,
8,
non,
9,
no,
10,
no,
11,
no,
12,
no,
13,
no,
14,
no,
15,
no,
16,
no,
17,
no,
18,
no,
19,
no.
20.
Oui, bien fait.
We did it.
What do you need me for, Magical? Isn't this just straight timers that you already have? Doesn't that just make it Chime, Wixie, and then Bradley? Well, those are our final scores. Bradley has 5, Chime has 6, and Wixie all the way up as the master of tasks with 7 points. Now, can I go home now? It's pretty cold in here.